Hallo, my name is Georges Verbena, and this is an astrology update for the new moon aftermath for the 13th of January. So we've just come out of a new moon in Capricorn. And this is the last new moon where the Sun, the Moon, and Pluto are in Capricorn in your lifetime. I don't mind. So this is the last because it's supposed to mean something, right? Just before Pluto goes into Aquarius, there must be always a prologue. Because it's not like suddenly as Pluto goes into Aquarius we're gonna have this big explosion and suddenly everything's different. No, change happens gradually, slowly, transitionally. So this is a transition into the age of Aquarius marked by the Pluto Aquarius transit, which is going to happen here in the year 2024. So now you are going through a preparation. This preparation is to eliminate, as Pluto destroys, every friend, every community, every place that isn't like you, that isn't for you, that isn't conducive to your growth. Pluto wants growth. It's been in Capricorn growing our career, our independence, our ability to structure our life the way we want to. And it's been doing this for over a decade now. It's over. We're now heading into community restructuring. Because Aquarius is the sign of the people around us. Networking, teamwork, friendship, benefits through others. So Pluto wants to destroy the benefits that are not allowing you to grow. So if you have any contacts which are giving you something, but they're not helping you to heal and to step into your highest expression, you're just falling apart. So everybody on this new moon, on some level, even if it's minor, has experienced some kind of breakup or destruction or dissolution of a past relationship. Could also be a past job. Maybe you're moving from one place to another. Some people are changing homes because Capricorn is opposing the sign of Cancer. And we know that the month of Capricorn is a month of restructuring. And it represents the card in Tarot, which is 5 of Pentacles. Which is a card of feeling like you're left out in the cold. After all, this is the coldest season of the year. There's a reason the coldest sign, Capricorn, rules it for the West. Yes, I know, if you are living somewhere where it's hot, you don't really care. This is not really for the 10% of the human population. This is for 90%. So that's why it's affecting the majority of people in a not so comfortable way. This is not a nice time. This is a time where we have to do work on ourselves. We need to take responsibility. This is a karmic time. You know, there's a reason why winter comes before spring, and why the sign that rules winter, Saturn, is also the planet that rules harvest. Spring is harvest. Before harvest, you harvest on something else. You harvest on your karma. So actually, this is a time for that, you know. Capricorn, why is there emphasis on Capricorn? You know, when the sun transits through a sign, it means it highlights that sign. So what is Capricorn? Capricorn is karma, so it highlights karma. Okay, so I guess I'm paying up. Or I'm cashing in. So if you've been doing well in the year 2023, maybe now is your time to thrive. But if you have been slacking, you know how Capricorn likes to talk to you, you've been slacking, you've not done this, you've not done that, then you will pay for it. And you will suffer, right? Saturn loves to make you suffer. He takes some kind of pleasure from it, clearly. So some people may not have such a pleasurable time now. So that's okay, because it means better sooner than later, because at some point we have to pay for the consequences of our actions. So that's really what the new moon in Capricorn is about. Actions have consequences. Right? So maybe you looked at that in some shape or another, and of course that's not exactly nurturing, lovey, protecting energy. So that's why moon in Capricorn is in detriment. Meaning, you're not getting the love and the protection, you're just getting clapped. Who wants to get clapped? But sometimes a bit of clapping, please, I'm not recommending physical abuse. A little of clapping is good for you, because life claps you. You don't need a parent to do that. Life punishes you. Just get out of the way. Right? Don't stand in the way of consequences. That means if you've been feeling like you need to make a boundary with somebody, what are you waiting for? The new moon is already over. It's time to do it now. I mean, you have to do it now. Because if you don't do it now, do you want to wait for a whole another year? Or what? You don't need to wait that long. But everything is in cycles, you see. This is a cycle of endings. Karma is supposed to end. It's not supposed to be forever. You're not supposed to do the same thing over and over and over for all eternity. That's a loop. So get rid of the loop. If you've been doing something that's not really giving you the outcome that you seek, if you don't like the table, flip the table. So Capricorn forces us to change our behavior. And our behavior is based on the past. Our past conditioning is represented by Cancer, which is the family. So everybody's behavior, including mine and yours, depends on the family that we grew up with. Family dynamics are now exposed thanks to Capricorn. It opposes Cancer. You see, you need to understand that every time when the sun transits through a sign, it is automatically, mathematically opposing the opposite sign. And opposition is a destabilizing influence. It destabilizes the opposite house, meaning it destabilizes Cancer. Home, where you live, who you live with, groundedness and rootedness. That's a tough one. Emotional stability, even tougher. It's the same. And for some people, it's gonna be connected to money. Because money is inheritance. Money is stability. And Capricorn is the work that you need to do to get it. So it's not the money. You don't have the money. You're just working for it. Because it's about future building. And to build the future, you first need to destroy the past. Because past and future are not exactly the same. You know what I mean? They're supposed to be different. If the future is the past, then it's not really the future, then it's just like a loop again. So it's all about these loops. And we've been through these loops with Mercury retrograde in December. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but there's been a lot of loop stuff going on. Because on the winter solstice, when the sun entered the sign of Capricorn on the 22nd of December, Sun was in an exact 100%, you could say Kazimi, conjunction with Mercury in retrograde in Capricorn. On that day, the darkest day, it was a conjunction with the master of loops, which is Loki, which is the trickster, which is Mercury. And that thing, it shows us where our perception and our communication are key. You see, if you don't like what you see, you need to communicate it. If you don't like the relationships that you have, you need to act on it. And if you don't like yourself, you need to change. The darkest perception, meaning things are being revealed now about the control system. Ongoing. This isn't ending. We are still in the season of Capricorn. So, we're still in the season of exposing the control system. When you are suppressing yourself, when your friends are suppressing yourself, when somebody is part of a shit show, you need to communicate about that, to expose it. And the sun is illuminating. So it illuminates the control system, Capricorn. Literally. And Pluto is transforming that control system, specifically the system in your career and reputation. Reputation means how other people perceive you. This is going to be transformed for the last time in your lifetime by this specific kind of lineup. And you know, there has been a Mercury-Neptune square recently, so maybe you found it difficult to perceive things correctly. But on this new moon, it was impossible to miss. It was impossible to miss what you've already known, but you just weren't sure. Did I have the correct information? Am I seeing this correctly? Is this really the shit show that I thought it would be? And you are right, because if you saw negatively, you saw correctly. This is not about the truth that is positive. We're not Sun in Cancer, the divine feminine love. We're not Sun in Leo, the divine masculine love. We're in Capricorn, which is time to take responsibility. Time to get rid of the shit. And of course, nobody likes this. So the moment you point out what's going on, and you point out the lack of responsibility in the person you're dealing with, if this is a healthy person, if this is a soul that is in alignment with Source, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, I can see that. Yes, I should have done that. And then they change their behavior and improve. However, if they're part of a shit show, if they're an NPC or an Agent Smith or whatever the fuck they are, who cares? Then they'll say, yeah, but you. Or they'll say, yeah, I will improve, and then do nothing. These people need to be punished, if you ask Capricorn. If you ask Saturn, every mother effer who doesn't take responsibility for their actions needs to be punished. So they learn. Needs to be whipped. So are you part of a whipping? Or are you part of a group that is being whipped? Maybe you need to be whipped to do some whipping. Have you ever thought about that? You know, I've had so many situations in my life where I had to be whipped to whip. Because I refused to whip. When I saw the shit show, I was like, no, I don't want to make any enemies. I don't want to make any trouble. If you don't make trouble, trouble will be made for you. And isn't that what Pluto in Capricorn has been trying to teach us? If we don't recognize that this system isn't working, it won't work until we recognize it. It's basically very simple, isn't it? So this is a prelude for you, for Pluto in Aquarius, because then, as we move forward, Pluto is gonna say, I guess your friends aren't really your friends. Yeah, you spend time together, but really? I mean, what are the benefits for you? What do you gain out of this? Do you feel good about this? Do you feel like you're getting something back? Or are you giving at your own detriment? Are you empowered by this connection? Or disempowered? Who's really in control? Pluto is the planet of control. So you must feel like you're in control of who's your friend and who is not. If you let anybody be your friend just because they're, I don't know, like, because they're around, breadcrumbing you with something, oh, this is a nice little thing that I get from them, but it's not really anything deep. Well, it better be deep. Because that's the only thing Pluto is going to tolerate. Is when it's deep enough that it's not going to break the moment it's exposed. For what it really is. Right? So you need to confront your connections. You need to tell them, you see, you are this for me. So you need to be very honest with yourself. What are your friends really for you? What do you really gain from them? Pluto isn't going to be like love and light. Pluto is going to tell you, it's very transactional, because Pluto deals with money matters. It deals with things that are usually kept secret. They're not openly talked about, because the moment you talk about them, it's over. And why is it over? Because it was built on a lie. So we have these connections. Everybody has them. All of society is built on so many lies. And Aquarius is a sign of truth. If we want to work together, lies isn't progress. Lies is fucking, I don't know. It's a control system. Again, it's Capricorn. Because you need to lie to work for somebody who you hate. You need to lie to do something you don't want to do. You need to lie to yourself, to convince yourself, oh no, I'm doing this because I have no other options. Meanwhile, the planet is full with options that you don't seize because you spend too much time trying to convince yourself that you are doing already enough when you could do more. That was a Pluto in Capricorn, right? I'm just telling you that. Pluto in Aquarius is telling you, you could have real friends. But because you keep the unreal friends around, I'm not going to give it to you. You only get what you deserve. Because you're in charge. You're in control. If you say, okay, it's fine, I have these fake friends, I keep them, then enjoy. Oh, if you are alone, lonely, nobody around you, maybe you don't even have a community, well, what are you doing to make it better? Are you doing something? Of course, most people have been lonely for decades now. This is the age of loneliness, like, for God's sake. Everybody's lonely right now. And this is the best thing about Pluto in Aquarius. It's going to put an end to that loneliness. And how? By forcing you to feel it, to really feel the pain of having no community. Because that is the evolution that happens. At the beginning of each sign, when Pluto enters a sign in the first few degrees, it means you don't have it yet. You just started to build, so you don't have a community. I mean, you, the collective, 90% of people. But I don't care about you 10%. Get away. Because I belong to the 90% myself, and I know everybody who's watching, 90%, doesn't have a community. We don't have people like us. Like, where are they? Far away? Online? In a foreign country? What is that? Some kind of a joke? Is this some kind of a game? Like, is this part of this realm? To be isolated? To have people like you so far away you can't even see them? What is the point? To be a human, which by the way is ruled by Aquarius. Humanity is ruled by Aquarius. So to be human is to be part of a group. But there is no group. So Pluto is going to highlight that problem. It's going to force us to fix it. Thank God, my goodness. But guess how long it's going to take? Because how long is Pluto going to spend in that sign? For quite a while. Do you want to sit around another 10 years? Before you have friends and community? I personally don't. But that's how long it's going to take if you ask me. So, no. Astrologically, you telling me this? Fuck that. If you ask me, we need to step it up. We need to force the issue. And then we're gonna get rewarded. But really, you don't need to do anything. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can wait another 10 years if you want. I'm not waiting. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do about this, but I mean, Pluto hasn't even entered Aquarius yet. This is only the beginning. So I will keep you updated on this, what I'm observing. As this Pluto goes into Aquarius, there's going to be some kind of shift. Something's going to happen. If it hasn't happened already on this new moon, there's going to give you a chance. A chance for a new beginning. And how this new beginning is going to look like depends entirely on your willingness to change. That is the only thing you can do, really, is to change whatever you've been doing to let the new people come in and to let the old people go. And it's that simple. Okay, it's like a changing of the guard. You know that kind of theme? The king is dead, long live the king, because the new king is rising. So a new community is rising. That's all I can say. And of course the technology is going to change. The way we use the internet is going to change. There could be some uncomfortable losses when it comes to the internet. People who do their business online, they're going to have to face the fact that if they want to maintain that business be built on solid ground. Because Pluto is going to test your defenses. It's going to see just how strong your connections are online. If your reputation is really what it's meant to be, then it's going to last through the truth. Because Aquarius is going to expose everything. Everybody is going to know about everybody. I mean, we're already in the age of internet. So this is really, if you haven't seen it already, but gossip is going to be a big thing. I mean, the air signs love gossip. And Pluto is going to expose it. So if you've been part of a gossip yourself, be careful. Because people are going to find out what you've been gossiping with this transit. And if you know somebody and you know some dirt about them, it's your responsibility to expose them. Because you're going to get rewarded by Pluto. Right? It's the planet of riches. It's going to reward exposing and it's going to punish gossiping. Simple, isn't it? Because it's about community. We are connected. So you will have strong influences coming from the outside which are going to impact you. You're no longer going to be able to be alone for this age. It's no longer going to be possible. Perhaps it's not even going to be possible to survive alone. Yeah, because Pluto really could bring a challenge in this area where not having connections, not having community support is unsustainable. So this could also mark the age of great changes with our currency or the way government is in control of our resources and the way the structure of the society is built. Because right now, everybody can be alone, sit alone, watch Netflix all day, be completely self-sustaining. You don't need to have any connections. I am not sure if it's going to be possible with Pluto. Thank God it's not. But the negative expression of this could be that the government is trying to control us even more. It's going to, if you heard this from China, but they made these behavioral regulations that you are punished, that you get a social credit score. I think that is exactly what we're going to see with this Pluto. And this is only the start. I don't know what else is going to happen. So let's see. So yeah, that's really it. That's my aftermath update. If you like this video and you'd like more updates like this in the future, please leave a like. It helps a lot to boost my algorithm. And if you're interested in a reading, personal, natal chart, synastry, check out my services on my services page in my photos on my page. You can reach out for a reading and you can ask me one-on-one on Messenger anytime. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.